Hi everyone, this is Naina from Angelic Echoes. Welcome back to my channel, and we are going to tap in with the energy of the divine masculine and the feminine, doing it differently today, okay? So let's see. Thank you, angels. What do we need to know about the divine masculine? What is the energy of the divine masculines at the moment, collectively? What is the energy or the collective energy of the divine masculines? Okay, so we have one card here, which is the Three of Wands. So what I'm feeling with this is the divine masculines are definitely moving forward, progressing forward. This is about them moving towards their goals and their vision and what they want. So there's progress being made. This could be obviously step by step as well, but they're definitely moving towards what they envisioning and what they want, and moving towards their plans and goals. So whatever they have been planning or visualizing and desiring, they're taking the necessary steps towards that. That's what I'm seeing here. So this is about forward motion, forward movement towards their goals, dreams, and vision, taking that leap of faith and taking that step forward, or taking the necessary steps forward to move forward rather. So this is about progress being made, okay? This is about progress being made. So what is it about? What are they making progress in? Thank you, angels. What specifically are they making progress in? What do we need to know about this progress? Okay, so that's interesting. So basically, the clarifying cards is about the fact that they have been feeling stuck in the situation, and it's an illusion of them being stuck. So they're not really stuck. They feel stuck because they're afraid of making changes because of what that would mean, even though that would mean, even though the changes would mean a temporary situation of needing to confront a few things, but eventually it will obviously work out or sort itself out. Once they get over that initial hurdle and obstacle, things will just sort of work out. So the illusion is about feeling like they can't take that step, or they're stuck, or there's no way out, or every door is closed. But in actual fact, it's an illusion. It's not real, okay? So it's like this person is blindfolded, and there's a moon here, as if she cannot see a way out. But it's an illusion, because there is a way out, and the way out is to speak the truth, and speak your truth, and speak from the heart. But what the angels are saying here is that there's a forward motion taking place, or progress is being made to move out of the stuck energy. That's what I'm connecting with. There's progress being made to move out of the stuck energy, and this is going to be fast-paced momentum and movement. Okay, this is going to be like moving rapidly and quickly. So there's going to be forward motion that's going to be, that's increasing in momentum to move forward. So this is what the angels are showing. So I do feel this is about the divine masculine wanting to move, well, not wanting to, but taking the necessary steps forward to move in the direction of what they've been planning and thinking about, and, visualizing long term. This is also about fulfilling long-term plans and goals and moving towards that. And this is going to happen rapidly because they are moving out of the stuck energy. So I do feel that they're also finding solutions to their problems, and knowing that they actually do have the power to take the necessary steps forward. This is the collective energy, okay? So let's get further clarity around it. So I want to bring in the Oracle of Darkness and Light to get further clarity. Thank you, angels. What else do we need to know about this movement forward? Wow, that's a lot of cards. Okay, I'm gonna have to reshuffle. Thank you, angels. Can we be more specific? What is this? Can we get more information about this forward motion of the divine masculines? Okay, so yeah, this is about them obviously being in despair right now, wearing masks and holding on to masks. So what we have here is I feel like the masks are not serving the divine masculine. So even though the divine masculine could be very comfortable wearing masks, okay, pretending and being, you know, unauthentic or deceptive, in pretending to be happy when they're actually not, and they actually just in despair, and they're actually miserable inside. So this is all a cover up, them being happy and pretending to be happy and laughing and smiling and showing the world that everything is hunky-dory. It's not the case, because deep within themselves they are in despair, they're miserable, they're in a dark space. So this masquerade is actually obviously false, and they know that, and them holding on to it is not serving them, and them holding on to these masks is not serving them, because it's causing them a lot of pain and tragedy and despair. So they know they need to do something about it. And obviously we've got autumn, pumpkin, and midnight. So obviously this is about, obviously autumn, I see autumn as a release. So this is about needing to release those masks, okay? And we've got harvest and midnight. So it could even be that, you know, at night they could be also connecting with their emotions and feeling down and miserable when they have to stop pretending and wearing those masks. You know, that's when they feel this despair and that even more. And this is also a time where, you know, things are needing to come out in the open, where they actually have to reveal their true self by, you know, as scary as it may seem. So what I'm connecting with here is obviously this pumpkin that it looks a bit scary, but it's about needing to release the masks and face their fears, okay? Because even the Halloween, because I'm connecting with Halloween here, is also about, you know, it feels like an eerie and scary time, even though it's meant to be fun, okay? It's about facing those fears and needing to release the masks around it. So what I'm feeling here is, what the angels are saying here is, now is the time for the divine masculine to release those masks, to be able to actually truly be happy from within. And they're making progress towards releasing those masks. So the masks and this needing to wear the mask and not, you know, being afraid to face their fears is what held them back and made them feel stuck. But the answer really is about being honest and open and true to themselves, and that would open many doors. And that's the forward motion that's happening now, because they can no longer handle wearing the masks, because it's eating them up on the inside. It's no longer serving them. So it's about facing the, you know, facing the truth and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And it is at night when, you know, these things could come up for, you know, these things could surface, rather. The fears and the sadness and the depression could surface at night, where they know they need to sort of face their fears. When they spend time alone, deep in thought, you know, that's when they know that, okay, this is not working out for them. So there's a lot of reflection happening at night, is what I'm also feeling here. This could even be a sign of things shifting, even around the autumn season as well. And things could be coming to, you know, light in the autumn season as well, depending on where you are in the world. Obviously for me, I'm already in the autumn season here, so it just depends where you are in the world. But that's an extra message. It could be even between now and autumn, if autumn is towards the latter part of the year for you. And yeah, the pumpkin is also about carving out, or a pumpkin obviously has multiple purposes. So this is also about, you know, you could carve a pumpkin in many ways. So this is about, you know, the divine masculine has the power to create their own reality and carve out whatever they want. They are the creator of their world and universe, or destiny as well. So they have the ability to shape this in whatever form or way they want. And they can create something new out of it, okay? And that's what I'm connecting with here. So I do feel that the divine masculine is moving forward in terms of releasing the masks. That's what I'm connecting with here. So let's see what, let's get further clarification around this, because I actually, I'm bringing in quite dark cards now to see what these shadows are, okay? So thank you, angels. What else do we need to know about this forward motion and this masquerades and masks that the divine masculine holds on to because of fears? Wow. Imagine. Okay. You may or may not be able to see all the cards. I'm trying to get into the view. So we've got your caution, turn back, threat, faulty, wobbly, shaky. Okay, so they obviously afraid, and I guess this is what they worried about, is that this could obviously shake the foundations of whatever they've built, which has been on pretense. So I feel that this is a warning that, the divine masculine, well, I feel like this is a warning. I'm getting two messages here. The one is a warning that if they continue on this path, it's going to shake their grounds, okay? Something's going to come in, there's going to be a storm, and it's going to uproot everything that they've built that has not been on a solid foundation, because you can never build a proper foundation in terms of a relationship, a job, a career, or anything that's based on pretense, okay? It's not a solid foundation to hold onto, or it's not a solid foundation that one can build upon. There cannot be trust in that kind of a relationship either, right? So this is about a warning that things are going to be uprooted and things are going to be unstable if they continue on this path, and therefore they know they need to move forward. And this could already be happening in their lives right now, where the divine masculine could be going through a lot of chaos that is, which is meant to come in to shake things up so that they can speak their truth and be authentic and actually follow their heart and let go of what's no longer serving them, because, you cannot hold on to masks. That's not real. It's not a solid foundation. You cannot build upon something like that because it's pretense. And it's obviously not being fair to anyone anyway. The other message I'm getting here also is that they could also be in fear about the fact that them speaking their truth is going to create instability in their life. But that's not really instability. It's almost like sorting things out, to shift things where they're meant to be, for things to move, where they actually belong, to create a solid foundation, which is something they have to learn and understand. And obviously, if they connect intuitively with themselves, within themselves, and with their higher self, and become more, divinely aware, they would understand that in the long term, this would lead to happiness anyway. And this wobbly, shaky grounds would be a short-term thing, because it would just be a shock to the system for a short period of time, and then it will be stable again. So I feel this is more about the angels saying that this is not going to be able to last. It's not going to stand the test of time. It's not going to be able to hold. Continuing on the path of pretending to be happy and staying in relationships that don't serve you, where even, probably their karmic partner or the situation or the circumstances, whether it's family, job, career, a partner, a marriage, whatever it is, there could be a lot of pretending going on, and that's not going to hold. It's going to shake. It's going to be uprooted, okay? I feel like this is also divine intervention coming in, which is why there's going to be progress being made to move forward and follow the heart, and step out of the egotistical mind, which causes analysis paralysis as well. So that's what's happening with the divine masculine. So I want to bring in one last set of cards, or deck of cards, for the emotions they're feeling at this point in time. Thank you, angels. How is the divine masculine, thank you, doing about this? Okay, so yeah, they're afraid to open their heart again, but they do want to open their heart. So I feel they are working and healing on opening their heart, but they're doing it obviously in baby steps, and this could even be the progress being made to move forward, is to be able to open their heart. I'm afraid of opening my heart again, but they want to open their heart, and I do feel that they are working on opening their heart, because the zip is opening, okay? But it's opening gradually. So I do feel that this is what they're working on, and the fears or whatever's holding them back is the fear around opening their hearts, because they're afraid of getting hurt. And that's what's happening with the divine masculine. So let's see what we need to know about the divine feminine. Very interesting, isn't it? Okay, so let's see how is the divine feminine doing in all of this. Okay, so I'm just checking for time. Okay, so thank you, angels. How is the divine feminine doing right now? Okay, so the divine feminine may be feeling, okay. So the divine feminine may be feeling like there's still a lot of back and forth energy. The divine masculine's not stable. There could be still a lot of deceit. The divine masculine's not able to make a decision. It's like 1 minute they want to come forward, the next minute they don't. It's this hot and cold energy, running, chasing energy, or there's still things that's being hidden that hasn't come to light. This could even be about the fact that, you know, the divine feminine could also still be healing past events, about something that could have happened in the past. But I feel this is more about the divine feminine seeing the divine masculine as not being able to actually stick to a decision. It's like they come forward and then they retreat and then they go back and they come forward. So it's like this back and forth energy. And this actually came out, it wasn't upright, it was actually almost like sideways. It's like, you know, questioning whether there's going to be a positive outcome in the situation because of this back and forth energy of the divine masculine. That's what I'm connecting with. So what else do we need to know about this? Thank you, angels. What else is this connected to? Or what is this connected to? Okay, yeah, so I feel like, first of all, I feel like the divine masculines are obviously thinking and reflecting about this and spending a lot of time in deep thought and meditation in whatever shape or form meditation is, because it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be in this way, but the divine feminine, you know, needs to know that the divine masculine is pondering about this. The divine feminine is also being guided to meditate, I feel, and obviously connect with the divine feminine's higher self and deep intuition within, and connect within to gain the truth about what's actually going on here, and to not lose hope in you know, in the divine masculine returning, because obviously in meditation you gain clarity, you gain the truth, you calm, you able to look past the ego and illusion, and you're able to actually gain insights from your, you know, your stillness of your mind through your intuition that speaks like a whisper in your mind, to understand what's actually happening. You could even be getting downloads from the angels and the divine around, connecting the dots of what's actually happening, to look past the physical world illusion, because you're expecting results in the physical world. So what else do we need to know about this? Thank you, angels, for the divine feminine. Okay, we've got powerless, vulnerable, and insignificant. So yeah. So it could even be that the divine masculine could be feeling like this, that they are insignificant to the divine feminine, but I feel the divine feminine could also be feeling like the divine feminine is insignificant to the divine masculine. So, or it's like the divine feminine is appearing to be this giant to the divine masculine, as somebody scary, because the divine masculine is so afraid of coming forward. It's like this, you know, it's like the divine feminine is feeling like the divine masculine is seeing the divine feminine as somebody that's this giant, that, you know, is scary to be able to be vulnerable to. And, you know, the divine masculine could be feeling powerless because the divine masculine is feeling intimidated by the divine feminine, or also feeling insignificant to the divine feminine. And that's why this back and forth energy. So I feel what the angels are saying here is that the back and forth energy is because the divine masculine is afraid of being vulnerable to the divine feminine, thinking the divine feminine is going to reject the divine masculine. That's what I'm connecting with more now as I'm talking. Thank you, angels. And as a result, you know, the divine masculine is insignificant to the divine feminine, which is not exactly true, because the divine feminine is and only will ever be in love with the divine masculine. There may be other people that come into the divine feminine's life that they could potentially be attracted to in the absence of the divine masculine, but that's only because the divine feminine is seeking romance and, you know, partnership, I guess. But the divine masculine is feeling powerless and insignificant and is afraid of being vulnerable to the divine feminine, and hence this back and forth energy, and the divine feminine losing hope about whether the divine masculine is coming forward. But the divine feminine is being guided to connect within, and the divine masculine is also being guided to connect within to gain clarity and answers. So how else is the divine feminine feeling? Thank you, angels. So the divine feminine, so the divine feminine is obviously wise, okay, and is obviously learning through this experience and becoming wise through this experience by focusing on the divine feminine self. So it's herself as the feminine energy, to be able to change her perspective. And this is about going within to change her perspective. So I feel this meditation will help the divine feminine to become wise and connect with her inner self. And obviously the divine feminine is becoming stronger through this process, and obviously inspiring the divine masculine with her strength as well. That's what's happening here. Any other, I feel like I must bring in this deck here. Any other shadows that the divine feminine needs to know about or work on, or, that could clarify this? Thank you, angels. Yeah. The divine feminine could be feeling numb about this, and desensitized and numb and unfazed, because the divine feminine is focusing on herself. Not to say she doesn't love the divine masculine, but it could come across to the divine masculine like the divine feminine is numb to the divine masculine, which is not exactly true, because the divine masculine is always in the divine feminine's thoughts. So, but I also feel that this is about the divine masculine could be numbing themselves through intoxication, to desensitize what they're feeling and to numb the pain, or numb the signs and synchronicities and feelings of knowing they need to drop the masks and come forward. So I also feel this is about the divine masculine not needing to, but the divine masculine wanting or actually numbing themselves to avoid and deflect what they need to do. And also thinking maybe that the divine feminine is also not, interested or is desensitized or unfazed to the divine masculine, which is not true at all. So yeah, there's a lot of misconception here is what I'm feeling. Okay, so in actual fact, the divine masculine is doing their best, and the divine feminine needs to see that through looking at things from a higher perspective. And the divine masculine obviously needs to stop intoxicating themselves and numbing themselves, and stop thinking that the divine feminine doesn't care, because she does as a feminine energy. And so, yeah, that's basically it for the reading. And that's where the energy is at. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Namaste. Bye.